一緒だよって約束したよね。暗いのは嫌。一人ぼっちは嫌。
You know what I love the most? A good, well-deserved comeback. With the slew of failures to reinvent Silent Hill, such as that laughable AI-created interactive web series, I was certain that Silent Hill would quickly become a dead series. If last year's remake of Silent Hill 2 was Konami's way of reminding us what made the series so iconic, then Silent Hill F is Konami's way of showing us what's in store for the series and just how good Silent Hill can be in the future. Step back into the fog as Shimizu Hinako, a high school student whose town is quickly enveloped by a strange fog, turning its inhabitants into nightmarish monsters. But this fog hides a much darker secret. I was a little bit skeptical about Silent Hill F when it was first announced, given how the previous entries before the remake didn't do so well. But after playing for a little over an hour, I was surprisingly impressed with just how Silent Hill manages to wipe away my fears of being just another cash grab, and promptly replaces them with whatever the hell this thing is. For starters, this isn't your typical Silent Hill. F manages to learn from the mistakes of every other Silent Hill, and manages to perfectly design combat that feels both modern and grounding, while still offering a good amount of challenge and risk. Do I try and take on this monster to maybe find some much needed resources on the other side? Or do I try and make my way past it and hope I don't need it later? It's a question that's going to be racing through your mind on almost every encounter, given how scarce resources are this time around and just how much you need to keep track. Sanity, stamina, weapon durability, these are all factors you need to be mindful of. At first, you might think it was a little bit of a chore, but once you start to get the hang of it and remember that this series isn't about combat, but the fear of the lack of resources, you'd actually come to love the constant risk-reward feeling that most survival horrors only dream of achieving. But the further you get into the story, the more this feeling starts to dwindle. There are times where I felt way too powerful to be scared, or way too overwhelmed with just how many enemies they might throw at you at a time. It started to be a little bit draining, especially once you learn that you have to beat Silent Hill F just about 3 different times just to get the actual ending. When you're not fighting for your life, you'd be hard-pressed not to fight the urge to explore every inch of this town. Actually, don't fight it. Give in and explore every inch of Ebisugaoka. Apologies if I mispronounced that, but you won't be disappointed. Every corner of this town is covered by the prominent fog, hiding not only these nightmarish monsters, but a surreal take on 1960s Japan, back when traditions and customs clashed with modernization. I never knew what I was running into until it was too late. Walking down a dense street only to catch a glimpse of something moving around the foreground is what truly makes Silent Hill shine above the rest, especially once you get into the dark shrine areas. Unlike the other Silent Hill titles, where the other world was a distorted mirror of the real world, here, the dark and distorted imagery is blended perfectly with ancient Japanese spiritualism. These dark shrine sections truly show off what the series is capable of and expertly demonstrates how beauty and horror can coexist. Personally, I would have liked to have some of these sections go on just a little bit longer, or have some of the other areas to explore within the town. But hey, I'm just being greedy at this point. If Silent Hill F is any indication of what Konami has for the series, then it's safe to say that Silent Hill is back as the king of survival horror. It's the Silent Hill game I never knew I needed, proving that Resident Evil isn't the only horror series to learn from their mistakes. The combat may not be perfect, but it's certainly the best in the series. Combined with some of the most beautifully creepy locales to date, and you got yourself one horror game you can't afford to miss out on. Silent Hill F creeps its way with a 9 out of 10.